Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. Today I've been hearing these news reports about this Middle Eastern guy, this Arab guy who's a popular YouTuber. He has over 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. His name is Adam Saleh. And apparently he was on a Delta flight and he says that he was kicked off of the flight for speaking Arabic. And he's basically trying to make this into some discrimination matter. And this whole thing has all kinds of red flags over it. You know, in all actuality, this is probably just another prank because this man has a YouTube channel where he does all these pranks pretending that he's being discriminated against because he's Arab. And this guy, he is not a trustworthy person because he plays these pranks. And then also he's been caught lying at least twice. He made up some fake incident involving a New York City police officer engaging in alleged discriminatory behavior, but it was all just a hoax. And then there was another hoax involving this guy in Australia where he pretended that he stowed away on a plane in a suitcase. So this man has a history of playing pranks. He has a history of telling lies. So I wouldn't believe a word that this guy is saying. I don't believe that this is a discrimination matter. This is a guy who is behaving in a disruptive and suspicious kind of way. So it was reasonable, more likely than not, for them to kick him off the flight. According to several of the people on the flight, this guy and his friend were yelling in Arabic and they were throwing their fists in the air. I mean, in light of this real situation where you have terrorism, where people are on edge, where you have terrorism all around the world, where you had a terrorist attack during 9/11. I mean, I think that that kind of joking around is just inappropriate. And I think that it is sad and is ridiculous for somebody to play around with the issue of discrimination when discrimination is a very real issue that needs to be addressed. I mean, when people engage in this kind of trivializing and childish behavior, it undermines the legitimate struggle against discrimination in this country. It undermines legitimate complaints against racial and religious discrimination. This man should be ashamed of himself. This man is a disgrace. If he was really serious, he talked about how he was thinking about bringing a lawsuit. If he was serious, there wouldn't be a thought to it. He would have filed a lawsuit. He would have retained counsel. And he wouldn't project this joking demeanor after the fact. He had smiles all on his face after this incident. I don't believe this guy for a second. And it's a shame that you have these people pretending to be victims of discrimination when they are real victims of discrimination every day. When you have a president-elect who has condoned discrimination against Muslims, who has condoned banning Muslims from entering this country and setting up a registry for Muslims in this country, and you had this fool, Adam Saleh, joking around, thinking it's cool to play around with this issue of discrimination. This man is a disgrace. And I don't understand why so many people would follow a fool like that. I mean, a man who describes himself as a professional idiot. And I think that's an appropriate description of this guy. So those are my thoughts. It's just deeply disappointing that you have somebody that jokes around about discrimination. So when people have legitimate complaints, they will think that they are just crying wolf because of fools like him. And not too long ago, there was another case involving another person pretending that they were victimized in some subway and all this and that when they weren't. These people are a disgrace. They are a disgrace to real victims of discrimination.